Hey friends, I am back with another video. This one I am doing a shelf makeover. So this little shelf, which was probably the top of a desk or a hutch, it's just so cute. But guess what? I found it in a peacock barn. Can you believe that? It was full of dust and all kinds of feathers and yes, even bird poop. It was pretty gross. So I cleaned it up really good and now I am going to do my best to paint it and make it cute. So this hutch is not solid wood and it's got some damage on it, which is one of the reasons why I want to paint it. I've cleaned it probably 3 times, but it has been sitting in our house, which we are building, so it's got construction dust on it, so it does need another wipe down before I start painting. I am so excited to be trying a new paint that I've never tried before. I've been wanting to try this paint for a while. It's called the DIY by Debbie's Design Diary paint, and this color is Avery. It's an all-natural paint and it's made with clay, so of course I had to smell it and see how does it smell and how does it look when you apply it. It's really different than any other paint I've tried, including chalk paint, because it's really thick, the color is really rich, and I noticed that this paint dries really fast. My favorite color is green, and so it didn't take much for me to fall in love with this color of green either. I was just really happy painting this thing. It's a little bit out of my comfort zone, I'll admit that. I don't usually do colors or bright colors and things like that, but I was so excited to try this one and I really like how it looks. Speaking of doing things outside of our comfort zone, isn't it funny how we can almost be afraid to try new things or do things that we've never done before? Is it because we're afraid that we won't be able to do it, or is it because we're afraid that we're going to fail at it? Whatever reason I might come up with, I am determined to not be afraid. So basically, I've just decided I am going to do these things afraid. As a believer, I know that God is with me and He is for me, so why should I be afraid? So here it is with the first coat of paint, and you can see where it's dried and where it's not. And I didn't paint the shelves because I'm going to do something a little bit different on the shelves. The jar of paint that I had was pretty small, and so I was concerned that I wouldn't have enough paint to do a second coat on everything, so I decided to paint the shelves white. Whenever I'm freehanding something, where I don't tape off the edges, I go back and I just paint with a smaller paintbrush to kind of clean up those edges. I have some botanical wallpaper left over from a previous project, and I thought that it would be really cute on these shelves, so that's what I'm going to put on top of the shelves here. So I'm just measuring it out and then cutting it. This wallpaper is left over from when I wallpapered the bathroom in our loft space, and I did a video on that, so I'll put a link to that video in the description box below. To cut the sides to fit, I just fit it into the shelf and then cut it with a razor blade right on the shelf. To apply this wallpaper, I used a spray bottle with just water and I sprayed that onto the wallpaper, and then you just kind of fold it in half so that the wet sides stick together, and that just gives it time to kind of let that glue set. And so I let it sit for about 2 minutes and then I applied it. I used a damp washcloth to smooth out all of the bumps and any air bubbles and just try to get it down as smooth as possible. I had a little bit of an overhang here, so I'm just using the razor blade and cutting it to fit. For the top shelf, I had to use 2 pieces and kind of piece them together because I didn't have enough of the wallpaper in one direction to make it work. So I just made sure to line up my print and make sure that it matched when you're looking at the shelf, and then I cut that to fit, and I just applied it the same way by getting it wet. You kind of fold it over together and then you let it set for a couple minutes and then you put it on. I used a wet washcloth to give some distressing and time-worn look to this piece. I like doing it this way a lot better than sanding because you don't have that mess. On the shelf edges here, I did use a sanding block just to kind of wear back that paper and give it more of an antique look. I let the paint and the wallpaper cure for a couple of days, and now I am waxing. I'm just applying a clear wax here. I noticed how different this paint finish looks with the clear wax on it. Like it's really different than any other paint that I've ever applied clear wax to. Maybe it's because I don't usually use these brighter colors, but even like on a black chalk paint, it does get dark, but not like this. And so you could see every paint mark, you could see every, little line. And I got a little nervous about it because I thought, oh gosh, I hope that it dries different than what it looks like wet. And it did. So here is the shelf. While it's about half dry, the wax is still pretty wet here. Let's take one more look at this shelf before. And here it is after. I did do a little bit of styling with some things that I have for my vintage market coming up, and I thought it would be cute to style the shelves with it. Let me know in the comments if you've ever used this DIY paint before, and also what do you think about how it turned out? I love this color and I might have to get some more for another project. I have a lot of really fun thrift store finds that I want to share with you in a video coming up, and also I redid a beautiful dresser that I'm excited to share with you. So if you are subscribed, keep your eye out for that new video, and thank you so much for watching.